Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is June 5th, 2026. I got a few cards out here. I was going through the read and all of a sudden I discovered I was out of storage. So I had to stop and delete some things. In the central energy, we've got somebody at the crossroads, Two of Swords. So they're at the crossroads because they created hardship and abandoned the Empress. They're very upset. There's a lot of projection of mental energy. They want, so they're running this radio show of these projections, Wi-Fi, streaming, Hulu, Voodoo movie, this Wi-Fi crap. They got their little radio shows, their voice to school technology or whatever, or their witchcraft, and they project in thoughts and stuff because we have a very sensitive and delicate transmitter receiver communication system of source. Now these guys like to project in thoughts that don't belong to you, and they like to tell somebody that whatever's moving through your receiver belongs to you and is being generated by you. Fortunately, God walks with me, with you, and knows the real you versus the interfering word magic. It's a real pity that they have desecrated every mind in order to fuel an illusion. They've hijacked the consciousness of humanity. Anyway, we got this Two of Swords at a crossroads because they abandoned and created hardship for the Empress. They took everything from her and kept her in poverty. They bound her to the foundation, and they sucked nearly the entirety of the light of her soul, her inner sun, while they created nothing but consistent and constant hardship for her. They're very, very angry. They're pushing in thoughts like, I don't know God, God doesn't know me. And the thing about it is that God is right here listening. And God knows who we are. And all about these interferences. He's been watching this stuff. Sometimes if it's a witchcraft or whatever, it'll last for 3 days, sometimes 2.5, 3 days. But there's a very distinct moment when it just lifts. And I don't know if it's an entity that is there, like doing this kind of stuff, or if it's an actual Wi-Fi streaming or a pressure kind of a thing. It's kind of like a weird, whatever. So anyway, this person is projecting out words and beliefs about the collective, about the Empress. And he's running his own thoughts about the Empress through the Empress's mind. He's trying to tell people that it is her. And at the same time that they're doing that, there's another one off in the background saying, be careful of what you say. Be careful of what you say. You're going to get soul harvested, recycled, whatever. So this has been the thing that these ones have done. They hijacked the mental body of a lot of people, and they ran anger and other rhetoric through their mental body that does not belong to them. Source, creator, God, goddess, mother, father know very well who this is, regardless of what moves through the mind. And you know how? Because the person said, does God know me? And the response was, not you. As I mentioned, we have crystalline receivers, transmitters here. Our skull is like lined with crystalline fragments and such to amplify thoughts. And these hijackers, these AI voice to school, whatever the heck, projectionists have found a way to cause illusions that you have an anger issue by projecting their own shit into you. The Empress is in her Queen of Cups energy, and she has a deep understanding and emotional balance. She had to hold it together while they tried to destroy her mind and her emotions. So now you're just watching it. So the Queen of Cups has a deep understanding of what's going on here. Emotional balance. Perhaps there's a nurturing here of the Page of Wands. How to explore, or maybe there's inspiration for the youngers on how she overcame this challenge. Maybe she's sharing the wisdom. Maybe she's bringing a loving nurturing for the youngers who had been, under the command of this person? We'll get some more clarification. All right, so in the recent past, Seven of Pentacles, you persevered and you came into a reward. It's very crucial that you recognize who you are. Now, earlier when I sensed this all coming on, these projections, I told my helper and those who are with me, I'm like, you need to step off for a little while because I'm about ready to piss some people off, because I knew that it was coming and I was rolling with it. So this is really important that you just don't take things personally, because sometimes if you need to know what's in the enemy's mind, you have to allow them to show you, because they won't ever look you in the eye and stand before you unless they have some criminal thing in mind. All right, so you came into you got a reward for your hard work. Look, your strength. Because of your strength and your courage, somebody is in a tower. There's divine intervention. Because of your strength and courage, Empress, when you were under attack and being abused, they nearly sucked the entirety of your beautiful, high vibrational and upper dimensional soul. So the strength and the courage of you, daughter of the lion, master, universal, is bringing a tower, divine intervention. Yep, you're leaving behind a legacy. So that was one thing that the divine had stated some time ago, that you were going to leave a legacy. So the strength and the courage that you have, divine feminine, is causing a tower for whatever has been going on. Lots of chaos and divine intervention. You're leaving a legacy, a safety and security for the children. You're getting rid of these nasty jacks, Empress. And they're so pissed. Three of Cups, a celebration in the community and teamwork. So you've got support. And Nine of Wands, you're persevering, resilient. You've got lots of endurance and stamina here. Determination. Strength, again, for the community. So your strength and your endurance has brought divine intervention. There's a tower happening here for these people who had you bound to their foundation. They're not happy. They're very upset. I got people saying, just wait. I don't know. Apparently there's a big fight tonight, and then there's a big mothership coming tomorrow, and I don't know anything about that, okay? It just seems so crazy to me sometimes that when people are talking about real things and they're upset about it by the way that it's affecting their neurons and stuff, you got this immaturity that says, grow it, and I'm like, really? It seems so interesting to me how somebody who's never been through the challenge can be so cruel about the difficulty moving through it. It's a dangerous mindset. In the near future, Six of Pentacles. So, 10 of Pentacles. There's a community here. Divine intervention. Your strength is bringing in a divine intervention within the community that's going to be made safe for the children. They're not going to be fed upon anymore, Empress. You're here and you're like, hey, and God's like, whoa. God knows this woman. This is a daughter of the lion, and you got this nasty jack over there trying to project words. I don't know God. God doesn't know me. God wrote me out of the book of life. You know, all this kind of crap, you know. And you can really feel into it and actually really get the point across because God's listening. Well, God also knows that you, especially if you're as old as I am, that those kind of thoughts have never ever ran through your mind, even in your most sinful, weakened, gonna die someday state. Those kinds of words never ran through your mind. And like for me, I never blamed God for what was going on. I did say that that he must have thought, oh, you want to go to hell? Well, here, let me give you a little taste of it. And, you know, I don't know that it was God. I think it was just somebody wanting to harvest. But I didn't know that at the time. Anyway, six of Pentacles in the near future. So you're sharing. We got this 10 of Pentacles. You're sharing with the community. There's a great success. Divine intervention is here. Charity. And you got this nasty jack here that's at the crossroads for abandoning and creating so much hardship for this Empress. They bound her and forced her. They covered her in the blame and the shame of they transferred the sin of the world onto her, is what they said earlier today. They made her carry the sin of the world while they feasted on the children. And now that she's back, she's getting rid of them to make it safe. And God's like, right here, there's divine intervention. So know this, that when you get stuff moving through your mind that sounds not normal, things that you've never said, and that even when you're in your most pitiful state, you know, of feeling sorry for yourself, you would never say God doesn't love you. It might seem that he's punishing you or something, and maybe you've said something like that, but hey, you know. So you're giving it away. Give it away now. Charity for all those 10s of Pentacles. Yep, everybody's gonna get safety and security. This is the completion. They're gonna get home. It's gonna be safe for the children. 4 of Cups here. So there's healing and renewal. Clarity. And we've got the Knight of Cups, romance. So know this, you know, I mean, see, for me, who's been studying this mental RAPing for over 2 decades, because it's been so freaking thick in the atmosphere. It's tricky because these principalities are expert projectionists. I'm not sure exactly what species they might be. In the environment, the Hierophant is here. The Hierophant is here. Could be a priest. I know that these nasties were saying that she has a priest. And they really want to push through rejection and blame and you know, this angry, I don't know you, you don't know me, why are you here, you know, all this nasty shit, right? And you're like, wow. And the head, what's interesting is the head actually heats up when this kind of stuff happens, like right in this area. It actually warms up, and it wasn't a warm day today. But when this rhetoric starts moving through the mind, you know, pay attention to the subtle shifts. And that'll let you know whether it is an outside influence or whether it's being generated by you. Because the subtle that this is not, they like to warm this area up and then agitate the mental signal. So the Hierophant is here, and he's dealing with the Five of Wands conflict. We've got education and teaching. He could be teaching people a lesson. Hopes and fears. Death in the reverse. Somebody wants to hold on. They want to avoid death. And that's the wonderful thing about studying what verbiage is moving through the receiver, right? You're just watching it and feeling the warmth. You're studying the symptoms and the sensations and just taking notes. It's really interesting. It's really interesting because when you say something like, whatever you say, is it for me, you know, da 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 da, and then you hear your God say, not for you, right? Well, that would be for this Five of Wands, who's pushing in rejection, who's saying things like, I don't know God, God doesn't know me, da, 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 da. They're pushing it in on this Empress, trying to get her to be seen as though that's how she really feels, except that God has been with her for a number of years, listening to the truth of who she is, her habitual patterning. And this kind of thought pattern and that kind of thought pattern isn't it, bro. It's not. They wanted her to be rejected so that they could then be freed. Outgoing energy is the Magician. That's a woman on the card. The Empress is the Empress. She's the creatress. She has passed all of the tests. She has satisfied all of the requirements. She can generate something that doesn't exist from nothing. She can generate something brand new that hasn't. So she's not just a multiplier or a manifester. She's actually a generator of brand new creation. All four queens. She operates in truth, in love, passionately. She's very dignified. And she's making shifts. Everything is changing. There's been talk that it's positive change. Now, of course, these slavers don't think it's positive because they have been taking the honor and the glory and the identity of these powerful females for centuries. The illusion is over. The curse has been broken. There could be an offer here. Oh, stability. Page of Pentacles. So there's a small offer, some kind of stability. King, Knight of Pentacles, reliable, responsible, dedicated. And we've got the Lovers here, divine love, and Two of Cups. Could be there's a Judgment here. The Judgment is you're getting a new beginning. Because you persevered through a Ten of Wands. Because you're a Queen of Wands and you persevered through a Ten of Wands. Burden. And you're a star. A triumphant star. And people are having nightmares, man. They're having nightmares over your Three of Pentacles, over your commitment that's based in truth. It's very clear. There's no illusions. Like, whenever this projection kind of pushes in on the instrument, which is also a temple, it's a very functional, sensitive instrument. In this world of density, you know, if you're an empath, if you're a psychic medium, empath, you're very sensitive, especially if you have had your mind, you know, split and you had that hemisync thing going on with these freaking wizards and their little mental magic and their interferences and stuff, it could be really challenging, you know. But the wonderful thing about it is that while you're studying yourself to get to know yourself versus the projectionists, everybody else is connected to you is learning also. And it's very good because, you know, they don't necessarily have to. All they have to do is be patient while it moves through you, and then you collect the data so that you can research it and study it and stuff. So somebody's at a crossroads. They're at a stalemate. They don't know what to do. They're at a crossroads because they caused hardship when they abandoned and took everything from this Empress. They've done it many times. They insist they're going to do it again. Somebody told the curator, "Oh, I thought you were going to leave." And he says, "Oh, no, I'm not leaving." So he's telling the officials that he's out of there, but he's definitely not planning on leaving. He's going to get her, he says. He's a psychotic. He's shape-shifting mumbo jumbo. He's definitely not. He's addicted. He's been drinking the essence of this Empress for thousands of years. He's over the edge. And it's too late. So they're Two of Swords. They're at the crossroads because they caused hardship and abandoned this Empress, and now it's too late. They abandoned all of the divine feminines, kept them down, bound them. So this planet has been under sexual slavery and harvesting. Some known, some unknown, some seen, some unseen, some physical, some magical. They use that energy to command governing systems and empower their leadership while using that energy at the same time to bind the people and cast illusions in their minds. It sucks that the people have been bound and cursed with their own energy. You know, the toroidal field is 6 feet, so it's like they don't even have to get like close, too close. So 4 of Pentacles, so they're challenged because they bound this Empress and nearly extinguished the light of her soul. They nearly like exterminated her existence. They thought they had. She's an organic original being, one of the originals. They've had her trapped for thousands of years. They thought she was gone. They're drinking to cope. She's the Queen of Cups. She's a very empathic, like a psychic medium empath, right? Very sensitive to energy and sound, right? Seen and unseen, heard and spoken. What is that? Clairaudience. Queen of Cups. She has a deep understanding and about emotional balance during this thing. Page of Wands could be enthusiastic. Inspired about the knowledge. We've got no strings. Okay, so the Queen of Cups has a deep understanding regarding the youth, hitting it and quitting it. Oh, that's what somebody said earlier. I was sitting in the car. Somebody said, oh, she's tagless? Yeah. These guys in the dream state, dream lovers, they will tag the vagina with some kind of a fish hook and a string. And they will claim that sacral, that vagina, that womb, those orgasmic energies. They tag it. They don't want marriage. They don't want to be responsible. They don't want to have a family. They're not stable. They just want to go F around. So the Queen of Cups has a very deep understanding of what these youngers have been doing with the no strings sex thing. We've got 7 of Pentacles in the recent past. So there's been a harvest and a reward for your hard work. You persevered and you're getting a reward. God, I'm so glad that crap wasn't coming from me earlier. You know, being so sensitive and so freaking open channel, it just bothers me. Some of these a-holes can project in such shit, you know? And what bothers me most is that it feels so personal. Dudes, God, I don't like your perception of reality. Left you hanging. They sacrificed you. They harvested you in the past. No closure, no contact, left on red. You've been alone for a long time. And they thought that you were done for. Like you were done. They hadn't heard from you for a long time. But here you are with the Strength card, courageous, grace, full of grace. You're the daughter of a lion. You got a lion on your shoulders and there's divine intervention. You are identifiable. Congratulations, you survived. You are identifiable were the exact words. And there's divine intervention. You have satisfied all of the requirements. You've passed all of the tests. You are who you are. You're the Empress. They're running this radio Wi-Fi stream voice to skull bullshit projectionist crap, hoping they can convince the upper council that it's your thoughts. It's childish, invasive, and stupid. Unnecessary. So you're coming into a 10 of Pentacles. There is going to be security for the children on this foundation. There is a 3 of Cups, collaboration within the community, and then a 9 of Wands here. Resilience and determination, perseverance and endurance. So the community is collaborating. Many people have said they're not going to get this woman back. These people have red rummed her and replaced her with a copycat many times in history. Except that the contracts that once had her bound are no more. She is in a new contract now. And Nasty Jacks are so pissed off. They're running this projectionist shit through her mind. It's through my mind, probably through yours. All of the divine feminines that they're losing. They're losing access to your womb, to your sacral, to the energy that they rely upon in order to manifest anything. It's a big harvest scheme with this reckless sex. They're prostituting everybody for energy. And they're not just sleeping with you one time. They're tagging it so that they can come back and claim ownership, whether they've actually slept with you or not. If it was a dream lover experience or just a masturbation thing, man, they can actually do this shit. It's weird. But I don't even know where they're at. These invisible men living in some other dimensional space. Queen Bee. You're the boss, bitch. You're the boss, bitch. And those sex addicts in this space are very under pressure. They need to get rid of this Empress. They've been living high on the hog, shattering hearts and siphoning souls for centuries. And they're up there fucking around like family doesn't mean shit. The community is protecting the Queen Bee and the sex addicts, the loosey-gooseys that left you hanging in the past and harvested your reward. They apparently banished her. They framed her for a crime that she did not do, deceitfully convicted her of it, and then banished her. And they've been sending false reporting back on her. And the thing about it is in this upper space, why are the judicious from this upper space not verifying the evidence? I mean, they're showing them. They're like, oh yeah, these thoughts are moving through her head. They belong to them. Well, I guess maybe it's just difficult. Maybe they just were not aware of the intelligence of what is going on here. Yeah, so they're under pressure. They've been mirroring somebody else's wife. So these people up in that space, those are the copycats and the replacements of somebody else's wife that was sacrificed up in that space. So the angels up in that upper space got married to somebody, and then they sacrificed her down to another level, and then they brought in a devil. Those sex addicts up there binding these whoever wants to have a freaking loosey-goosey sex, whatever, they're binding attachments of these lower vibrational devils to these upper vibrational angelic energies. And they keep swapping everybody out with these replacements because they want to claim the upper dimensional space. They needed to get rid of this Empress because she can see a mind of terrorism. She knows who's plotting and strategizing. She's been in the dark listening and experiencing the traumatic crap they like to infiltrate into people's minds, hearts, bodies, vessels, souls. Crazy locos, just like everybody else. So we've got Six of Pentacles. You are being very generous, Queen Bee. You're sharing your Ten of Pentacles. The community is there and they're benefiting from your presence. Apparently you are rehabilitating things with this stuff. So the things that have been falling apart because the people who had been mimicking you were not fixing anything, repairing anything. So it's like there's a rehabilitation going on with this Empress and this Hierophant, her priest. They're being very generous. So this is somebody's getting shocking news. They are being rejected because they participated in the round and round and round and round and the entrapment of this Empress. So they're getting rejected and they have to leave. Now, this curator insists, he's telling everybody, okay, he's going to leave. And so he say, oh, it sounded like you were leaving. He's like, oh, no, I'm not leaving. He's not. He is bound and determined to shapeshift his way right into some little unsuspecting Agent Smith, whatever, and get her. So they're shocking news. They're being rejected because they participated in that. And now they have to go round and round and round. They have to go through the same lessons that she went. She raised the bar. And so did this priest. So this Empress and this priest have raised the bar, the requirements for being present in this upper dimensional space. These ones will have to go back through the test. They will need to retake the lessons. Four of Cups, you've got clarity, and there's renewal here for romance. You've got clarity about, so you're bringing clarity regarding romance. No more, no strings attached, tag your vagina, suck the life and the covenant out of your rainbow, steal your spiritual identity and leave you in poverty. No, it's getting all cleared up because the Empress and this priest can see the minds of terrorism and knows who is who, whether they're a fraud and they're playing with other people's blood and doing shitty things. Yeah, they can see it. And that's why these two, they fought for thousands of years to keep them apart. And now you got Nasty Jack projecting nasty shit through the mind, trying to reject God. God rejected you. You're written out of the book of life. All this nasty stuff. And they want to claim that those driven freaking Wi-Fi voice to skull transmissions moving through the receiver, they're trying to claim that those thoughts are being generated by the divine feminine. It's just not true. And God knows, because God knows the mind of those family members. Blocked. So we've got healing, renewal. You've got clarity. So romance, Knight of Cups is blocked. Anybody coming forward requesting romance or looking for romance right now is getting blocked. Shocking news. There's like a bedroom strike or something like that. So, and I guess that's to separate out who has the energy and who is up there siphoning with this reckless sex. So who actually has energy and who's plugging in and charging up. So there's a bedroom strike so that these entities who do not produce energy can be seen. The Hierophant is here. The priest, the high priest is here. And he has this wisdom regarding this conflict. This Five of Wands opposition. This psycho. The psycho that won't let go. So you got the high priest. And it could be that this high priest and the psycho is going to duke it out tonight. I mean, I guess there's going to be a fight tonight. The high priest is in conflict with this psycho who won't let go. We've got death in the reverse. Somebody's trying to hold on. Could be. They don't want to die. You're turning your back on them. You're avoiding death. They're afraid. They're trying to hold on to you. They're trying to hold on to this Empress. They're trying to hold on to this Empress who has turned her back on them. They were not able to unalive her. They're trying to hold on to her. Her high priest, her person, is a crazy psycho, and now it looks like the high priest is going to get in a fight with this freaking psycho. Outgoing energy, we have Magician, Transformation, Power. Now this crazy psycho says she has no idea how strong she is. Well, you know what? They've been fueling their whole existence on this person and her high status and authority. Her skills and abilities, these low-level dicks got themselves a master, and they've been pretending for a very long time, using her energy to mess everything up, using her temple as a bridge and connector to the upper dimensional space. They've been getting up there and they've been swapping the upper dimensional angels out. They've been sacrificing them and replacing them with lookalikes. And now they're coming back and they know who is who, and they're desperate to get rid of these two. So there's going to be a fight. So we've got the Magician. That happens to be a female on the card. It could be the Empress. Queen Bee is there as a Magician and closing the cycle of these nasty jacks feeding on divine feminines, on the apple. These people are ashamed, guilty, because they aren't you. They've been pretending. They're copycats, synthetics, whatever the hell. And the two who can see these things are back. And so the games are ending. The whole universe. And now you got these nasty jacks as psycho. He's like, shit, Jones, I do what happens to Mega Street. Universal gatekeeper and all that. Apparently there's a big, bad, freaking nasty, a whole group of pirates or whatever the hell. They got these little human slave colonies all over the universe, which they effed up over the last many thousands of years. And now there's a whole crap load of stuff that has to go on, man. They mess things up so bad. This person they're guilty of mirroring the beloved child of the divine, this daughter of the lion. She was told that she was going to suffer for what she has done. She's getting arrested for the toxic lifestyle and for causing nothing but consistent and constant burdens for this Empress. They transferred the entirety of every person's sin onto her and forced her to carry the burden of it for centuries. While they partied, had a great life, and then at the end of it all, they just transferred the shit onto her like she was the one doing it. So you may have memories of a whole lot of nasty shit, but it doesn't belong to you. It's just the energy and the karmic layering that you were forced to carry. You're getting your wish. And that's bad news for these people. Divine Masculine is coming forward with romance. With romance. We got a GPS. Somebody, what's going on here? GPS. So we got a GPS for the backstabber who is mirroring. Oh, what? So you're getting a new GPS, twin flames, because of the pain and the deception of those who were mirroring your energy with this stupid, no strings attached, reckless sex, immature desecration of everything sacred and holy. Those who were doing reckless sex, pretending to be married to your divine counterpart or whoever, having reckless sex with everybody, this sex addiction, they were acting as though they were single, and now they're running. They're running. Maybe they were having sex with married people and they were binding them, and then they were, shattering their heart, breaking their heart, sacrificing them, replacing them. Man, they really worked it out, because this Empress is a soprano. Thousands of years they've been in this very upper dimensional space, and they've been violating the souls of the people there. She and her high priest are together again. They've been running rhetoric through the mind, and they've been trying to cast the illusion that that kind of rhetoric actually belongs to you. But those upper dimensional spaces and places know the foul play that they've been doing with the mind, with consciousness. They were saying he's being patient with her because they run this nastiness through my mind sometimes, and it'll last for 3 days sometimes. But he is patient. He watches it, researches it, studies it. And then when it just automatically lifts, like boom, it's gone, it becomes very obvious it was magic. It's not me. And this kind of stuff is happening to everybody. Foul play to try to ensnare and entrap souls by fucking with their mind, with these projection and voice to skull things. So somebody's at a crossroads for abandoning and creating a whole lot of hardship for this Empress. It is too late. It is too late for this forgotten person. You have solved the puzzle. They bound you to the foundation, and then they nearly extinguished the soul, the inner sun of this high value, upper dimensional daughter of a lion. This is a royal soprano. They've called her the ultimate sacrifice. They're drinking to cope. Because the hidden things, because they're drinking to cope because you've uncovered the hidden truth. The hidden things. This Empress has been buried in the darkness and of this suffering for so long. She was able to witness and see and pick up everything. She's got a deep understanding about emotional balance, about empathy, what happens to those who are empathic. These pages going out, having sex with no strings attached, breaking hearts, messing around in the energy. We've got single in the reverse. You're no longer isolated. The no strings attached, they were coming in and tagging it, setting that hook, claiming it, and then disappearing for the rest of your life. For all I know, whoever tagged me freaking 40 years ago, 50 years ago, and that's why I've been alone my whole freaking life. While the crazy psycho is here, freaking trying to pull. So you're no longer isolated. You're no longer alone. They harvested you for your reward in the past. They sacrificed you and left you hanging. They shut you down in every way possible, and there's evidence. They could have collected you like a souvenir. They've been taking pictures, running tabs on you. They've been creating movies called The Lifetime Story of Earth Woman. This high-dimensional freaking royal queen bee, empress, magician, creatress. She's not just your average freaking witch. She's a creatress, a goddess. Daughter of the Lion, very, very powerful. Infinity is in her. And divine intervention is here. She is identifiable. Security is being formed and developed for the children. Here on the foundation, she's leaving a legacy of safety for the community here, which is supporting her and persevering through whatever comes their way. The queen bee is confident, and those sex addicts in that upper dimensional space are having anxiety about all the sacrifices. Of these upper dimensional angelic high level beings that they've been throwing into the 3D space. Where are they? What D are they in? Are they in 12D? Did they use the queen bee's Jacob's ladder to get up into the 12D space and start sacrificing those upper dimensional babies? Yeah, they did. And they moved them down here to the 3D. And then we've got this pedophile network making great money and having great pleasure of getting these little children when they're very young. We got divine timing here. Six of Pentacles. You're very generous. Shocking news for those little jackwagons there. They have been rejected, and they're going to be going round and round and round, just like you. The requirements to be in this space have increased, and none of these people have the skills or the necessary requirements, so they have to go through the lessons. intuition. They got to go develop their intuition. Maybe they know their intuition. They got to go around and just use their sixth sense. They're going to lose telepathy. No skills. There's clarity here, Four of Cups, and about this romance, about the Knight of Cups and their romantic scandalous behaviors. They're getting blocked. This sexual harvesting of energy, and then using that to ensnare and trap and harvest, and then use that energetic signature to do things and then blame it on the person as though they were doing it. This is such a mess, man. Shadow. So you have clarity about the Knight of Cups. We got blocked, shadow. The Hierophant is here in conflict with this crazy psycho who won't let go of the rose. They won't let go of the divine feminine, the sacrifices, the energy. So the High Priest is here fighting with this crazy psycho. Oops. Come here, you. But all your energy now is with God. Those contracts are over. The crazy psycho doesn't have access to the rose's energy anymore. Not this Empress anyway. Not this Queen Bee. Not this Daughter of the Lion. She's with her family now, her proper family. The contract this psycho had is done. It's over. The High Priest is with her. And the energy that they had is now with him. Crazy psycho won't let go of the rose. Hopes and fears. We've got no death. The rose is turning her back. They weren't able to unalive her. They're not going to be able to unalive her. She's turning her back on him. She's avoiding him. She's avoiding death. They're trying to hang on. She's turning her back. Finances. They're having money problems. She's turning her back on them. She's very successful. She's taken the money. She's the source of their finances. She's the source of their authority. She's the source of their upper dimensional gifts and source connection. You got these crazy low-level devil psychos that have been traveling the Jacob's ladder of divine females up into these upper dimensional spaces, and they've been stalking them to sacrifice them, to replace them with one of their low-level whatever. You got this Queen Bee, she's there with the High Priest, closing the cycle of these nasty ones, feeding on the true angels, sacrificing them, prostituting them. It's going down. Closing the cycle. Ooh, everybody wants to know how. Oh, closing this cycle of this clown eating the apple of God's eye. This performer. So we're closing the cycle of this clown, and they're performing. They're acting. Yeah. The sun is going down on sacrificing and molesting and, abusing these innocent, upper dimensional, high vibrational, true people, man. So there's been an investigation here. The Empress she's been in very low holes of hell for a very long time, and she took her a while to get up here to the top again. So she's investigated all of those spaces and places regarding bondage, torment, whatever. She's investigated. firsthand testimony and experience many torturous for a long time before death comes, deaths, experiences she has had, he has had. There's some issues here. And now the scales are being balanced for the apples. You're wide awake, you're clear, you know exactly what's going on. You're coming forward with your firsthand testimony and evidences of your experiences. And the snake lies about their lies, about the poison, about their sexual deviancy. And the miracle is that you are reconciled. Those with natural talent, those who were tested, those who have passed and satisfied the requirements to be in this space, you get to return. There's a reconciliation. Everybody that you're connected to. So when these ones were running that crap through the mind, I don't know God, God doesn't know me, and then you got somebody else there. Be careful of what you say. Oh, you're going to get soul devoured. Ew, no. Yeah, so, but these thoughts aren't even yours. It's those who are addicted to your energy and your gifts and your upper dimensional status. They want to be you. They want to wear your spiritual identity. They're being silenced. Those who used you as bedroom trash, those who have been prostituting innocence and purity, they're being silenced. Those people who are up there in that upper dimensional space, who are there wearing the identity of a sacrificed true angel, are going to get broken up. There will be a split up. They will be leaving. We're getting a new beginning. We're taking a leap of faith. We're letting the chips fall where they may. In this secret haven, this woman, this empress, this queen bee, this creatress, daughter of a lion with infinity inside of her, this goddess of time, and her high priest, they've found the core of the problem. They are the key to the end of this heinous criminal behavior in the high dimensions of these supreme beings. She had to live in the dark for a long time, but now her trusty steed has taken her and the truth way back up to the top. And the communication is, this is the end of them and their prostitution rings. That's it. No more raping babies or children or anyone. You might be meeting somebody soon, your person. The Empress and her High Priest may actually be meeting soon. And you got these uninvited guests that have been mirroring people. They're drinking. They're like, oh, fuck, what do we do now? They're drinking because there's transformation to the crown. You're a master. Yeah. There are new leadership who actually have source connection, honor, morals, ethics, and care, concern for the inner son, the soul of this family. They fell to investigate and to experience firsthand this criminality. And they've brought the truth of it back home, having evolved and transformed through the pain and the suffering of the trauma. They're masters, top level, and they deserve this position. They're upset because their source connection and their lives and their communications are not what the shadow's religion says it should be. This freaking sacrifice of the rose, this intercessor for their sin, is no longer going to carry the burden. The high priest is here having a fight with the psycho who refuses to let go of the roses. So you're blocking those of the shadow. There's clarity regarding romance, the knights, the true upper dimensional. So they're blocking. They know there's a lot of clarity about what is going on. Now that the Empress is there and the High Priest is back, they're together again. And we've got some very serious information coming through. Apparently the fight's tonight, right there in the environment. So somebody's at a crossroads. They don't know what to do. They abandoned and then created an immense amount of hardship for this Empress. They transferred all of their sin onto her over and over and over again. Non-stop burden. And it is too late for this forgotten person because she solved the puzzle. She gave you her all. She gave everything that she had to offer. And they didn't even give one little bit back. They didn't share one little bit. God said her soul is weary and that they will not be destroying this soul. No. They had her bound to their foundation and they were forcefully drawing out the essence of her life. Using it for baneful magic, using it to bind the people, using it to cast illusions in the upper space. They're drinking to cope with the hidden things that are coming forward now. This is just the tip of the iceberg. They rejected her. They didn't want her. He said, I respected her. And somebody said, well, you prostituted her energy. And he says, well, I respected her energy. But he did not respect the source of it. He let all his bros come in from unseen and just draw off of her fucking womb, man. He didn't have any respect for her at all. He respected the energy. He wanted to use it and be the big man. Oh yeah, I got the supply for you, bro. Come on over. Bros before hoes, right? Yeah, just take a little, bro. She gave everything and was treated with great disrespect. And the truth hurts. They never cared. Not one. And she gave everything to them. Queen of Cups has a deep understanding and emotional balance. She is an empath. She sees exactly what these young men were doing with their reckless sex and their harvesting schemes. How to keep themselves from having to get a job and be responsible. No, all they had to do is go be a gigolo and fuck everything. Tag it. You're no longer isolated. You're no longer alone. You're no longer single. The Empress is with her High Priest. And you got these nasty jacks projecting thoughts that don't belong to her. And everybody freaking knows about these games. It's very clear. So this Empress is no longer alone. Silent strength. These people had no idea what was going on. She's done tolerating, and the High Priest is done tolerating. This High Priest is going toe to toe with this psycho. Freaking psycho. Freaking whack job. Who harvests divine feminines. He's up there in that upper dimensional space. Agent Smith, freaking shape-shifting, reptilian, whatever the hell this POS is. He claims that he owns the merchandise of all the angels, which means their soul, their house, their land, their mind, everything. He's a psycho. And now the High Priest in this space is going toe-to-toe with the psycho who will not let go of the rose. I hope the rose slaps him upside the face a whole lot, a million times, with all those massive thorns. Bitch! It's his turn to get a fucking crown. A-hole. They used you, discarded you. They get the youth, the babies, before they even know what hit them. They take the flower, they throw you away, they harvest you. They come in, they harvest you. Photographs, there's evidence, they've left you, used you, left you, sacrificed you. Somebody's coming in with a fake apology. Some monster is coming in with some fake apology. You're the daughter of a lion, your strength and courage, the infinity is in you, goddess of time, freaking empress, all four queens, queen bee. You're married to a high priest. You're coming home. And all of those devils, those copycats that replaced, sacrificed angels, you can see them. These people can see them. That's why they've been fighting for so long to keep them out of there. And that's why this psycho won't let go. The psycho will not let go. He refuses to leave. Look, these sex addicts are there under pressure. They gotta harvest this upper dimensional divine energy in order to be seen as though they are that. We've got divine timing. They use people up there like a drug. They're addicted. These very low vibrational people, they're not that. They use it like a drug. And now there's a no contact zone. I heard a bedroom strike. God wants to see who the devils are. Who's wearing the identity of a sacrificed angel? Who's the devil up there having reckless sex with people, harvesting energy to be seen as an upper dimensional being? So there's a bedroom strike, no sex. There's going to be, where is that? There's going to be like a divorce where was that? Separations. Split. When they find out, when somebody finds out whatever the heck, that somebody stole their wife and replaced them with a copycat. Now, apparently, they are exactly alike, except that the copycat can shapeshift. That with that reptilian stuff. So there has to be some kind of a frequency interference, something to break up the freaking wackadoodle shape-shifting boogaroo or whatever the hell they got going on. They've been using you like a drug in order to maintain their form. They're under pressure. Time is running out. They're addicted to the sex. That's how they keep their form. And God is like, nope, bedroom strike, no contact zone. They're using you like a drug. We have to separate out who is the actual energy and who's just drawing off of it to pretend. Because they lure away the Empress or whatever. They got the exact duplicate. They synthesize the synthetic or whatever, and they do the reptilian thing. And then, so I heard the nefarious ones say, or somebody said, the difference is the reptilian shape shifts. So up there's reptilians posing as though they belong there. And they've been feeding on the children and other things, beings up there. They've been harvesting them up there and then throwing them back down here so that they can do what they've been doing. So we have reptilian shapeshifters up in the upper dimensional space. These psychos have been sacrificing the children and then replacing them with the lookalikes. They've called them espionage kids. So you're very generous, Queen Bee and High Priest, Empress. So they're being very generous. They're rehabilitating, restoring. People who had their soul value zeroed out are being gifted this back. It's like reestablished. It's like this so bad. What these people have been doing is so heinous. Rehearsing the past, mental scripts, guilt. So they have to go back around. Shocking news. They're getting rejected. They're not getting any charity from this Empress or this High Priest. It's like, oh no, you're going to leave. They're not getting any charity. They're not getting any generosity. They're going to get kicked out of the house. They cannot walk upon the earth or the land. They cannot breathe the air. They got to get out. Reptilian shapeshifters. Duplicating somebody else's identity, a sacrifice of an upper dimensional, high vibrational son or daughter divine. So there's clarity regarding the romance, and we're blocking the shadow. Those entities that have been sacrificing high vibrational beings into the shadow, into the double realms, so that they can sexually molest and harvest keep them in sexual enslavement. And then drain the sun out of their highly valuable soul to fuel their own psychotic needs down here. So that's why the religious thing, the sacrifice, it keeps the devils alive. When they ensnare and entrap a Christed being full of powerful sun and light into the shadow zone feeds on them. And therefore, they get life. And that is this crazy effing psycho's religious stupidity in a nutshell. He's serving the shadow. And he's up there wearing somebody else's identity, serving, feeding the shadow. He says he owns all of the Earth Angelics merchandise, which is their soul, their heart, their life, their value, their wealth. We got hot and cold in the reverse. We're not doing no hot and cold. We're not doing no mixed signals anymore. None of that. See this bullshit? Yeah, we're not doing that crap. Nope. In the high dimensional space of supreme beings, there's no whoring. It's serious business. And you got these jackasses down here that like to play games. They like to also play the flip side. They like to pretend that they're all about family and doing their due diligence and such. But they're just actors, man. Shape-shifting reptilian body snatchers, or whatever you want to call it. Identity thieves. There's people out there that have been copycatting this woman for a long time, and in the courts, they're like, they're innocent, they're innocent. And it's like, no, they're not. They're identity thieves. There's nothing innocent about assuming an innocent person's identity and assuming their life, taking over their house. There's nothing innocent about that. It's crazy. They know that the identity they're wearing is not theirs. It's an identity theft. That's not legal. Love bombing. So the psycho won't let go of the rose. This love bombing. He wants the love, but he needs the gifts, and he needs all that. He might try love bombing the rose. So be careful of anybody coming in to love bomb you right now. We got death in the reverse. They might be hoping that they can avoid death by getting back into your energy, by coming back into your energy, by introducing themselves anew, by actually presenting themselves in a 3D and looking you in the face and telling you how sweet you look. Yeah, look at this fucker. Yeah, love bombing. He doesn't want to let go of the rose that he love bombed and then sacrificed, which would be this Empress Queen Bee. He love bombed and then sacrificed her. And the thing about it is that he was pretending to be this high priest. He tricked. He was tricking everybody. He sacrificed her. So, love bombing. He won't let go of the roses that they've been love bombing and sacrificing and then leaving single on their own and then saying, oh, she's too much in her masculine energy. Oh, well, what do you think, asswipe? I've been having to do both roles for 60 years. What do you want? While they sit around plucking their freaking whatever the hell, waking up the maid to walk the dog at 2 a.m. because they're too lazy to get out of the bed and do it. So they're trying to avoid death, or they're unable to unalive you. You're avoiding death. You're holding on to your life. We've got turning your back. Turning your back. You're turning your back on the finances. There's no death. You're turning your back on them. You're taking the finances with you. They're having financial problems. You turning your back is bringing money problems for them. They can't move on. They're stuck in a loop because they were not able to unalive you. And you are turning your back on them. You're taking the finances with you. They're having money problems. They can't move on. They're stuck in a loop. They miss you. They're a psycho. You're a creatress. You're using your manifesting skills or your the way that you generate. You're closing this cycle down with the clown. You're closing this cycle down with this clown feeding on the apples. The clown is confused as hell. They don't know which way to go. So this Empress Queen Bee and her high priest are closing the cycle of these nasty jacks feeding upon the apple, and the clown is confused as hell. They could be having emotional chaos, stuck in a loop. Somebody might want to be offering a fake apology for keeping you stuck in a loop. You got some jackass wanting to come forward offering you a fake apology for keeping you stuck in a loop. Look, they're confused as hell. They don't know what the hell to do. They're talking to the void. You're like, I don't want to talk to you. They manipulated you and twisted the truth about you, and you're burning the bridge. No. Left on red. You're like, look, I'm not responding to that. Blocked AF. It's like, hey, just get the F on, will you? And they're in their head. They're in their head because this stuff should have been done a long time ago. And, you're done. You're done with that. We're done with this inconsistency bullshit. Your soul has come back online, and you're still hurting from this 4,000 to 6,000 years of torture and betrayal. Yep, the clown is confused as hell. He's like, oh shit! Oh my no! It's too late for the forgotten person. It's like, oh no. This high priest is far more powerful than this psycho. Especially, the psycho doesn't want to let go of the rose that they love bombed. And it's just too bad because the rose that they love bombed is in union with this high priest. The queen bee. Daughter of a lion. This is yeah, it's too late, man. But the psycho doesn't want to let go because the psycho can't comprehend reality. And they're addicted to her energy, and they've been cut off, so they're losing their skanoodles. They're like whacked out of their mind. So they're at a crossroads for abandoning and causing immense hardship for this empress. It's too late for this forgotten person, an old friend. You'll always be my best friend. Yeah, right, man. You solved the problem, or you solved the case. You gave them everything, and they did not even share a snack with you. They drained you nearly of everything. And the upper dimensional people are here now saying, oh, she's necessary, and you are not. And now there's going to be a big fight between the high priest and this psycho. What the heck? We got to find out what's going to go on. What's happening? How's it going to turn out? Woo! There's forgiveness for the queen bee, for the empress. She was told that she was too forgiving, and she gave them everything, and it nearly cost her her existence. She is necessary. Infinity is in her. She's a goddess of time. She's a massive generator, a creatress of nothing. She doesn't need anything else to duplicate. She can manifest whatever she wants. She gave them everything. They utilized her gifts, her mind, her abilities to warp and mutate timelines and colonies and whatnot. Using her energy and her identity is so sick, man. These entities say she has no idea how strong she is. We need to command it. And it's like, are you serious? They desecrated everything. They are not responsible enough to handle this power. They're drinking to cope. The hidden things are out. This is the tip of the iceberg. She was the treasure. She was the treasure from long, long ago. Probably a dynasty that's under the water now. Prisoner of war, emancipated, free. They rejected her. They did not choose her. They sacrificed her and replaced her. The truth hurts. This is a reality check. Everybody can see things very clearly. Listen. Everybody can see it very clearly. And now there's a bedroom strike because you got people up there that are wearing identities of high vibrational, upper dimensional identities that have been kicked out. Queen of Cups has a deep understanding of this. No strings attached of the Page of Wands going up there having reckless sex and sacrificing these beautiful young women and men. It happens. You woke up different. The energy has shifted. You're done tolerating this crap. You're not alone anymore. You're not isolated. You are temperance. You are balance. You are the one that they gave every single burden to, and you had to alchemize it and bring harmony to it. They've been using you so bad. They are accused of giving you never-ending burdens, non-stop. They taxed you like none other. They gave you the impossible life path. You were not supposed to survive. Decades ago, they thought you were gone. When you popped back up, it was not supposed to be happening. They're like confused as all get up. They harvested you in the past. They sacrificed you and left you hanging. They created some kind of a souvenir, some kind of a photo thing. They thought that this was great fun. Click, click. Oh yeah, remember that? Yeah. And then they used you. So they must have sacrificed you. You must have gone on vacation or something. Probably on your anniversary or your freaking honeymoon. They left you hanging. Used you and then discarded you. They devalued you. They stripped you of all of your value. And left you in a 5 of Pentacles. And then they buried you in all of their sin. They transferred it to you as intercessor. And then they gave that storyline to this crazy psycho over here who won't let go of sacrificing the rose. This crazy psycho is wearing somebody else's identity. He's pretending to be something he's not. Absolutely. Boundaries. Boundaries. So they used you and discarded you. They threw you away. They devalued you. You now have boundaries. You're very strong. Daughter of a lion. You got a lion on your shoulders. There's divine intervention here. You're leaving behind a legacy of safety for the children. These nasty shape-shifting RAPists, pedophile, whatever, PDF, whatever you want to call it. We got 3 of cups. So there's love in the community, collaboration. Everybody's helping. This queen bee. With the 9 of Wands. Enduring, persevering, determined, queen bee. The sex addicts up there are under pressure. Time is running out. We've got divine timing. They've been using people like a drug. They've been harvesting sexual energy up there. And right now, there's a no contact zone. I heard bedroom strike. God is needing to separate those who are producers of this highly angelic energy and those who are simply harvesting it off of their mate or their sacrifice. So we got to imagine. So people might be imagining creating solutions, ideas. They might be inspired by love, by your love. They're inspired by love. People are in their head. They're thinking about being inspired by love, how love inspires them, versus perhaps this nasty, abusive scenario that this psycho has been kind of forcing everybody into. Love, it's like inspiring, you know, rather than lust. Lust is very low vibrational. It's harvesting, it's feeding, it's where love is inspirational. It's like things grow, things sprout, things become, things are born. So somebody's rehearsing the past. Armor. So they're looking at it, they're like, oh crap, they know what they did to you. They're rehearsing the past, all of the guilt and the blame that they covered you in. And now they're like, oh no. They're thinking of your armor, your protection. They're thinking they better protect up. They don't have your energy anymore. They don't have your upper dimensional divine connection. They don't have that protection of your ancestors anymore because they're not you. You got clarity here regarding romance, and you're blocking out the shadow. Those, we're not doing any hot and cold. No reckless sex with no strings attached. Get out, devil. We got abundance. Somebody is uneasy over the abundance. Or somebody has an abundance of unease. Somebody may be uneasy over the wealth, over the crown, the abundance. So this crazy psycho, somebody said, oh, I thought you were going to leave. It's a big sounding nasty jack. Oh, it sounded like you were going to leave the house. The crazy psycho says, I'm not leaving this house. He plans on going and red rumming this empress again, sacrificing her again and commanding her. He won't let go of the rose. He won't let go of sacrificing the rose. He feels he owns them. He's a pimp, a universal pimp. He's not human. He's a freaking reptilian or whatever. He shapeshifts. He's an agent Smith. He sacrifices the roses and then he commands their mind and he uses their temple as a bridge and a connector to these upper dimensional spaces. And then he makes war up there by sacrificing these upper dimensional people and throwing them down here for the devil so that their soul can be consumed. Now we've got a high priest going to war with this psycho here in the environment. It's supposed to, somebody said it was supposed to happen today. It could be going on right now. I don't know. Maybe it'll happen at midnight. Magician. So this crazy psycho, he's got the energy of, well, he doesn't have this queen bee empress anymore. But he does have some roses here that he love bombed and sacrificed. So there's the rose that he love bombed and sacrificed, left hanging. They're confused. We've got magician. He's using this rose's energy to do that. Magician. She was the magician. She is the magician that he was using the skills and the gifts and the abilities of. Uh-huh. That's it. This Empress Queen Bee is the proper twin flame of this high priest. She's a magician, a creatress. And this psycho, this crazy psycho, won't let go of the rose that he love bombed, and he's been using her magical abilities. But he doesn't have connection to her anymore. He's been using the energy of the rose to do this, and now he doesn't have connection to her anymore. This Empress, Queen Bee, is wed to this high priest. Spiritual union, take it as it resonates. I don't think it's here in the 3D. I think it's spiritual. So you're avoiding death. You're turning your back on the finances, on the money. These people are having money problems because you're turning your back, because they couldn't unalive you. They're stuck in a loop. Can't move on. They can't move on. They attacked grounded. You're grounded. You remained grounded when they attacked you. You didn't go manic. You didn't go malicious. You didn't get vengeful. You did not defend yourself. You didn't fight back. In all of the lifetimes, in all of the centuries that you have been suffering, they kept attacking your ability to remain grounded. And it could very well be that those who attacked you can't move on because they did that. It's like you're belly to belly with that tree, right? What is a tree? When you look at a tree without its leaves, the leafy trees, they're in the shape of like a heart. And when you think about what it does, it's like it purifies the air. It keeps it's like the heartbeat of the mother. Now the roots go straight into the ground and they spread out and link with all of the other trees. So when you're belly to belly with the tree, you're belly to belly with the system that is in the earth, right? The mother and all of the things. So the crown and the roots and all of that, and that becomes you. The trees know you. So you were able to remain grounded in this attack. Therefore, they're having money problems and they're stuck in a loop. This magnificent female magician is closing the cycle in union with this Hierophant, this high priest, closing the cycle of this clown feeding on the divine feminine. They are confused as hell about your protection. You're laying to rest. Past lives, those ones who kept you separated, your high priest and you, those who kept you separated in past lives, they're being laid to rest here in the secret garden. So in the secret garden, those people of the past who kept sacrificing you so that you would not come together with your person are being laid to rest. And you are protected. You are protecting others in this secret garden. You're speaking up in the community about being patient, coming into alignment, being one with the mother so that the vital force of the mother that moves through the tree, like we got our standing ones, the trees, but you're also a standing one. You just happen to be mobile. And the life is coming forth from you and it's rehabilitating, reinvigorating the community. So your patience and your alignment, your ability to be in alignment is bringing a death to the devils wearing masks. Those wearing the necklaces of the shattered emerald heart of the true angel. There's death. You who gathered the knowledge under the moon while you were buried in their hell, suffering. You gained a whole bunch of knowledge while you were there. And now you're making your move. Now you're making your move. And everybody has a lot of appreciation for you. The gatekeepers kept you stranded because they had opinions about how big and magnificent your love is. It's too powerful. You will command them. And they are jealous, gluttonous cowards who could not destroy this woman this time. All of them were attacking her, and all of them still want to, but she's got this high priest here in the environment saying, psycho, not today, bro. So the gatekeepers stranded her because of the religious opinions about her powerful love, about their powerful love in the histories. In the history. So memories of a circle of the caretaker, the healer of the sun, shadow teachers thought this high priestess was too childlike, so they sacrificed her, left her in isolation. It's like there's an offering of strength and joy, self-care. So her sleeping spell and their religious glory is fleeting. The past is falling apart. Those people who did these things to you in the past, everything's falling apart for them. And I mentioned this before, I'll mention it again. A woman and a man from that upper dimensional space were fighting this psycho because of what they've been doing to their children. There's been this holy war. And they defiled her. And then pierced her nipples and sold her off into slavery. While her person had to watch. You guys, some snotty ass, smart ass little bitches up there laughing. They think this psycho here in the environment is going to F her up. Oh, just wait. Ha 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 ha. Just wait. Yeah, just wait. These people that are up there do not realize who they are messing with. Somebody's at a crossroads because of what they have done to this empress, abandoning her and leaving her in hardship. It's too late for this forgotten person of the past. You've solved the problem. You gave everything to them, everything within an inch of your extermination. They did not return your love. They drained you of your life force vitality. You were able to bring balance to yourself regardless of that. And now there's forgiveness and a rainbow covenant. You're wearing the cloak. You, High Priestess Queen Bee, and this High Priest are together in covenant, balanced. Your pain isn't content. Healing doesn't need a hashtag. Nobody knew what you were going through while you were struggling. You didn't announce it. You didn't announce your pain. You didn't announce your struggle. They had you bound to that wheel. Now they're drinking the coat because you are the treasure. But you never meant enough to them. They rejected you. They bound you. They didn't like your perception of reality. So the truth hurts to those who are listening. clear eyes. The gifts never belong to them. They belong to the sacrifices of these upper dimensional children and such. So they do the innocent children, the angelic children. And then the devil takes it, and then they use that energy to create a mutation of a timeline of a utopia that they own. And then they invite their devils to, or whatever. Who knows? Somebody's heartbroken about you getting your messages. The truth hurts. There's a reality check. The upper divine can see that they rejected you, abandoned you, and layered you in the blame and the shame of their filth for centuries. Now they're crying. Really. Now they're crying. They've lost you. The temperance angel. Queen Bee has a deep understanding of this no strings attached, of these pages. And they're hit it and quit it. Tag it and shag it and tag it. Whatever the hell. They've been harvesting sacral energy off of everybody for a long, long time. You're done tolerating this shit. You're no longer alone or isolated. You are the temperance angel. You are in temperance energy. And boundaries are sexy. You're like nothing hotter than saying no, baby. You have limits. You're empowered. And you're like, get the F off me, Jack. It's been too long. They have hated her. And they thought, without a doubt, that they were done. Destroying her and him. These two were not supposed to come back together. These two have been bound for a long time. They are the originals. They're no hybrid, freaking genetically modified, shapeshifter, whatever the hell. They harvested you. They sacrificed you. There's memories. There's photographs. They took pictures of it. They kept you as a souvenir. They used you, then they discarded you. They threw you away, but they kept your womb tagged and drew off of it and then sold it out, pimped it out to their friends. Now you've got boundaries. And you are free. You're unfollowing these people. It's like it's self-care. They're pushing in. They're trying to convince somebody that you're avoiding them. And it's like, dude, don't know ya. Never knew ya. Never had a connection. We don't avoid people that make us feel safe. We don't avoid people who don't creep us or who don't creep us out. We don't try to stay away from people that we feel comfortable around. So you've got these word magicians up there trying to cast the illusion that somehow they got a connection with you. What? Did they sneak into your house and steal your earring? Did they jack off in your toroidal field? You're done settling for scraps because you are the treasure. You're like, look, I'm not dealing with scraps, man. I'm not dealing with scarcity. There's no romance in crumbs, man. When the queen bee, the whole package is the queen bee. She is the mind. She is the inspiration. She is the love. She is the magic. She is all four queens. She is the armor. She is the caretaker of the secret garden, but these ones didn't want her to be the caretaker. They just wanted to bind her to the wheel and draw off of her while silencing her. And now the dumbass is crying because God's listening to everything they're saying. And messy doesn't mean powerless. They thought because what? You, I don't know. I sleep with a dog. What? Because you sleep with a dog, you're messy? Because you're not mopping the floor every week, you're messy? Because you don't put your laundry away all the time, what? Who the fuck cares? You're in spiritual warfare. There's a whole lot going on. But you got these nasty jacks who want you to just be slaving, and not fighting spiritual battles. So they give you task. Messy doesn't mean powerless, and they are lazy. They're extremely lazy. They're undergoing a reality check. You are the main character. And while they like to speak a really nasty, and they've been getting away with hurting people without accountability, like blood magicians and all this, sex magicians, this real nasty stuff, they haven't had to answer for it. So you got an abundance of love, an abundance of inspiration. You could be enlivening or protecting people's minds because of what you have experienced here. You're able to express what they did, when they did it, how they did it, what the intensity was, what combated it, what decreased, all this stuff. There's a lot of charity, a lot of generosity here. Some woman and some man are getting shocking news. They are being rejected. They have to go round and round through the cycles. They have to go through what this woman went through. They're listening to their intuition. They're going through the mental scripts, everything that they laid upon her. They're thinking about this armor and how he owes you nothing but silence. You're protected. You're protected, and he owes you nothing but silence. This psycho owes you silence. He's been getting into the mind of this empress. He's been using her mind as his freaking council house, and it's not his council house. This identity is not his identity. This role is not his role. This garden, this upper dimensional space is not his family. It's not his land. And the angels that live there, their soul and their heart and their merchandise is not his. He's just a crazy psycho that's sacrificing everybody and claiming it and feeding on it. And he's addicted. He's a freaking lunatic. He's a lunatic and he owes you silence. So we've got clarity regarding romance. So this Knight of Cups could be blocking out the shadow, spam, calls, text. There's no more hot and cold here. No more mixed signals. Somebody is uneasy about the abundance, or there's an abundance of unease for those people who are not devoted. They don't actually belong there. They don't actually care about a high value system or being a high value person. They think hiring a maid to mop the floors once a week or to just look pretty and smell nice and fuck well, they think that's what an angel is. No, fuck, man. They're worried about their abundance. They're losing everything. Somebody said, it's my livelihood. But the problem is that the man who was operating a business and serving a community had sacrificed like 3 people and built that business on their sole value. So the person that wants to serve a community is also unaliving people in the community so that he can be more successful. It's so whacked, man. And I just don't know how people could freaking, I don't know, man. So now you got this Empress's High Priest is here fighting with this psycho who won't let go of the rose that he love bombed and did magic on. And she's all, let go already, you freaking psycho. He was using her energy to do magic. Well, now this high priest, not only is he the master, but he's also got all of what she is now as well. And it's let go already, you crazy fucking psycho. Release. She's not connected to him. He has no claim. He's a false identity. He desecrated everything. So, hope and fear. We've got death in the reverse. You're turning your back. They're having money problems. They're stuck in a loop. You stayed grounded when they attacked you, or you will. And yes, so self-love looks good on you. You're confident. You're grounded. And this person is stressing out about it. They're freaking out. Look at them there. Their brain is obsessing. And that's probably the energy that I was feeling earlier when I don't believe in God, or I don't know God. God doesn't know me. It's like those are the words that they were using, and they were moving it through my mind. But these were not my thoughts. And that is one of the hidden things. That's one of the hidden truths. Your thoughts are, especially those thoughts like that, are not your thoughts. They're trying to drive wedges between people, places, and things, opportunities. They're trying to muddy the waters, but God is patient. And with me, kind, at least this time, and I'm grateful. So we've got creatress and creator. We've got this empress, queen bee, and this high priest. Here, closing the cycle of these psychos eating off of the apple. The clown is confused as hell. Because in the secret garden, those people of past lives who kept you and your high priest, or the high priest and his empress apart, his queen bee, they're being laid to rest. There's rest and renewal, and we're getting a new beginning here. This crazy psycho made a very bad decision. And now he has to accept ownership of it. They will be leaving the house. This queen bee, this empress, and this high priest, and everybody supporting them, knows full well that these psychos are stalking them, hunting them. And they must know that they too are being stalked and hunted. They have been causing fear, and people have been making decisions in their life based on fear. They've been drinking to deal with it, doing drugs that are plentifully supplied by those who wish to control their minds and such. Bad decisions, bad decisions. We've stopped giving idiots spiritual credit. They will need to go through the round and around of what this Empress Queen Bee and this High Priest have gone through. It's been centuries, and they have significantly raised the bar for the requirements of being in this space. You've stopped giving spiritual credit to idiots. This is the blunt truth. And not everyone is a lesson. Some people are just dumb. No one is coming to steal your spotlight, hun. You are the main character. Start acting like it. They made very bad decisions. And girl, blocking is free. Somebody's crying. She who sponsored the circus is crying now because the high priest made it out. Barely. Crystals can't replace common sense. We've got silence. They will be held accountable for what they've done. They owe you silence. They're being silenced. And we got this crazy psycho here that's trying to edit a story that has failed. He's being detached, and everything that he has done here is coming back on him and those who participated in it. And it's terrible because it's thousands of years of trauma and tragic, torturous endings, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, that's coming back on these people. They're looking for professional advice because you're burning shit. And these people are losing their Wi-Fi. They're getting detached. You're reclaiming your peace. They gave you the bare minimum. They gave you confusion. And they're not getting entry or a pass into your life. This Empress and this High Priest, this Queen Bee, they will not be serving these people. And these guys are talking about Sacagawea and the original people. The land is going back to them. God said that. So the higher beings, very big beings who are very much scarier than this psycho, have already decided what's going to happen here. And it will occur. They're losing sleep. And they're exhausted because everything that they did to you, they now have to go experience. Because, honey, you're not on clearance. See, they left you alone and they delivered you nothing but chaos. And they said that you're messy, unworthy. They gave you chaos. And left you alone in it. While they went and romanticized their own life on your suffering energy. Using your magic, your mental body, your spine as a Jacob's ladder into your upper dimensional heaven. Claiming it. This psycho is like, oh yeah, I'm this. This is me. He thinks he's this. He's not. There's nothing great about this crazy ass psycho he's been dissolving and drinking the blood and eating the flesh of angels in this upper space when he's an actual freaking low level shapeshifting reptilian devil. God is blocking him for you. Because you are getting a reset due to your spiritual hygiene. So you may not do what these people think you need to do with your physical, material, whatever. Like maybe you don't vacuum every week, whatever, man. But your spiritual hygiene is excellent. These guys said that love don't pay the rent. They just forced you to carry around their dead weight. And the universe is saying no X-back requests because you're just a low-level devil doing pornography. Yeah. These people are like, they're searching Twitter to find out, how did you pull up out of it? What did you do? But you've got boundaries. You didn't share the information. You're not sharing any information with them at all, with this fake version of you. Spirit was talking. They weren't listening. They were too busy enjoying you and your identity. They did it with full knowing. And you stopped making decisions based on fear. You are the main character. These lazy folks are getting a reality check because chaos is your superpower and you had to eat centuries of it. They're losing signal because they're nothing but chaos and a freaking fire hazard. They're dangerous for this community. They carry around the pit of hell in their freaking belly. And, you know, they can't be here around the children. They've been sacrificing them and replacing them and then flipping them, like with this trans thing. That's what they've been doing. And I know that this is a long read, but I'll tell you, this is going down right now. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm gonna do all the cards, and y'all can either listen or not. I'm interested in knowing what's going on. So yeah, infinity is in this woman. She's the goddess of time. She is the one that can say you either have permission to be here or you do not. And it's been thousands of years that they stripped her of authority and banished her from her own secret garden made from the infinity that is inside of her, that they were siphoning. They were living inside of her infinity and they were siphoning it out of her. And now everything is suffering because they just are gluttonous freaking cowards who do nothing but freaking whine about these bitches, these men. They bitch and whine more than anybody. They never stop. They're always bitching and moaning and complaining. It's sickening. Eye of the void. You are not lost in the dark. You are being rewoven. So yeah, the Empress is back. And it's too late for this crazy psycho. She gave everything. She remained balanced. And now there's forgiveness. Healing doesn't need a hashtag. She did not announce it. It sucked really bad. But she did not die. She is being rewoven. She has been rewoven. They're challenged because they had her bound there and they were forcefully draining her of her life force. They're drinking to cope because she was the treasure and the hidden truth is known now. They rejected her. They did not choose her. They unchose her. God gave her and they unchose her. And then they pimped out her essence for centuries while calling her a prostitute and sending up false reporting that she was that. God said, Everything you did to her from the beginning to the end will be done to you. She was innocent. And it was all false reporting. She was not what they said. The synthetic copies were. Now they're crying. This little jackass, Mr. Stardust, whatever the hell, he was never planning on coming here, and he's crying. It's very clear. He rejected you. He did not choose you. He was never coming here to be with you. He just wanted to tap in and live in your heaven while he stuck you in hell for prostitution and sexual suffering. That's what this realm was intended for. He gets up there and then he brings up people from here. So people who sacrifice upper dimensional angels, then he'll draw one up here and bring up his floozy, his sex addict, to go have sex with married men up there and then mess up their whole generational family tree. Siphon the soul out of it. Queen of Cups has a deep understanding of what these pages have been doing with their no strings attached sexual adventures. The energy has shifted. You're no longer isolated or alone. You are a temperance angel, and there's nothing hotter than saying no. You've got boundaries up, and it's invitation only. Anybody trying to sneak in or do any of that, you may as well know that there are significant authorities watching. There'll be no more wild boy in the forest trying to do mental magic on people to harm our family. Crazy psycho. This is the final reset. The high priest is going to take out this crazy psycho. Well, let's see. We got to see now. So, somebody harvested you by sacrificing you. There's photographic evidence. There's souvenirs. They kept you as a souvenir. They threw you away while keeping attachment or tagging into your vajiji, your womb. You've got boundaries up here, and you are free of this psycho. The barriers have fallen. What you seek is now within reach. You are the key. You found the core of the problem. You have unlocked the situation here. You are free. You're offering freedom. You have broken generational curses for many original beings that had been condemned by these freaking jackass psychos. Daughter of a lion, you've got the strength and courage. There's divine intervention. There's a tower. You're leaving behind a legacy of safety for the children. And you've got a community here that is collaborating and supporting you here. You're very resilient, Queen Bee. You're done dealing with scarcity. It all belonged to you anyway. And Nasty Jack, who took it all and then laughed at you while telling you were too fat or whatever and you shouldn't eat too much. You got the sex addict up there under pressure because there's a no contact zone. God said, bedroom strike. We're not going to be using people like sexual drugs. We're going to find out who actually produces energy and who is just up here wearing an angel's robe and a devil mask and then just freaking siphoning, harvesting people. We got the light left on here. Your mental body is good. You're inspiring others with your love, Queen Bee. We've got divine timing. Part of you has been waiting in the dark this whole time, and we've got the light left on. So you left the light on. There's a left light on. Yep. Pooh, everything's coming online. The light is on. We're giving generously. There's some charity here. Somebody, Miss Little Sophisticated and her little beau here are getting some shocking news. There's a rejection. Or maybe this person who wanted to be you is being rejected. This could be the shapeshifter duplicate. Somebody may have rang a big bell or whatever and decided that, hey, yeah, you're a shapeshifter. They're going to have to go round and round. They're going to have to learn the lessons that you have gone through. They're rehearsing the past. They're going through what kind of blame and shame did they put on you? And it's like, oh no, you're armored up, and the psycho, owes you nothing but silence. Nothing but silence. This psycho owes the Lightkeeper silence. You hold the glow that helps others find themselves. And this psycho was draining the glow out of everybody. He was leaving them in the dark, literally zeroing out the value of their soul and leaving them wandering around, kind of lost in zombie land, or drinking or drugging or doing whatever. And then driving their minds. And then saying that it was them. And it's like, no, man. I have never said that I don't know God. I have always known God. Even when the world kept him from me, he was in here. So those words that they were moving through my mind earlier tonight, absolutely were not mine. It's interesting, though, when you study these things from these projectionists, so you've got clarity here regarding the romance. Knight of Cups is blocking the shadow. No more hot and cold, freaking sex-addicted, freaking bullshit artistry. Somebody's uneasy about the abundance, about the crown. Dots don't mean devotion. It's like whoever this jackass is, they're not devoted to God. They're not devoted to who this Empress, Queen Bee, and this High Priest are serving. None of them are devoted to the God of this upper space who has given them these authorities. None of these ones in that space who are sex addicted and just effing everybody and laying on demonic freaking attachments and shit. No. They're just there to feed. They're just there to feed on the crown, on the abundance. Now they're uneasy because you know they're not devoted. God knows they're not devoted. The High Priest is here in conflict with this psycho who won't let go of the rose, who he love bombed and used their energy to do magic. And she's like, let go already, you freaking psycho. He's a freaking psycho, and he won't let go. Shapeshifter. Shapeshifter. And it could be that you are allowed to change form. Your form is not your fate. Let go already. This person is a shapeshifter. He's been using the energy of the sacrificed roses to do his magic. This is a shapeshifter. This is a shapeshifter who refuses to let go of the merchandise of the sacrificed earth angels. He's reptilian. He's over here with the reptilians. He's also over here with those who identify as the Satan. The Satan are upset because the Queen of Heaven is kicking their ass. Hopes and fears. We've got death in the reverse. You're turning your back on them. They're having money problems. They're stuck in a loop and they're obsessing. They're screaming into the freaking computer. Look, they attacked you and you remained grounded. You're glowing. And love looks good on you. Clarity arrives when you stop forcing direction. You're in flow. You're completely in flow. You're protected. And you're closing the cycle of these nasty jacks feeding on the apples. No one's taking your glow, hun. And you're no longer giving spiritual credit to idiots. Everything's changing. The Empress, Queen Bee, and this High Priest have raised the bar for the requirements or the whatever the strength and the skills necessary to be in this upper space. These low-level devils, they don't have the skills or the resilience to make it through these things. We've got an open ending here. Not everything needs to resolve. Some magic lives in the unknown. And it does. Some magic lives in the unknown. But not baneful magic. Not blood magic. Not this destroy somebody else's life so you can get a buck in your pocket magic. You're a creator and a creatress. And these people are just low-level devil, baneful magicians who twisted some knowledge that they should never have had access to. This Queen of Time, Goddess of Time, they should never have had access to her. They unchose her as soon as they chose her. As soon as God stopped looking, as soon as they were able to wrap her crown, curse her crown, and then give somebody else access to her messaging, they sneaky Pete linked in there, and then they decided to screw everything over as her. But it was never her. And now everything is seen very clearly. They're very upset that this High Priest and this Empress, this Queen Bee, can see the mind of terrorism. And there are plenty of them out there. There are plenty of Jezebel, succubus, incubuses up there too. And that's why there's a bedroom strike, so that they can be called out. Some people actually married them, believing them to be the angel that was in this other space, being sucked dry of their soul value while they were sleeping with the devil. We got Between Worlds. You are not lost. You are becoming something more. And we've got Door of No Return. Some awakenings change everything. You won't be able to go back, and that's the point. So right now, you could be between worlds. You may be traveling between worlds, like you may be part of the 3D physicality and the 4D angelic, or even an upper space, because they're complaining about a Titan. This magistrate is a Titan woman. She's a giant. And they're threatening her. And this High Priest and God himself is going to take this psycho out. So you could be traveling between worlds right now. The Door of No Return. You're awakening. You can't go back now. You have awakened and you have been initiated and you have come up out of it. You are identified and identifiable. Everybody knows who you are. You've passed all your tests. You've satisfied the requirements. And you've got your soul map. And no one else can read it, but you always known the way. You've got your soul map and your soft armor. You don't have to be hard to be strong. They buried you alive. And you went numb. But you stopped fighting what used to scare you. And now, all of those memories that are not yours to carry are going back. All of those karmic characters, those personalities that they laid upon you when they identity swapped. They took your sweetness, your song, your joy, and then and then did what they did. So all of those memories of the karmic personality or the personality of the principality that you've been at war with are going back. Because not everything you remember is yours to carry. Those memories, those lifestyle patterns, those experiences of addictions or whatever else you had going on, those were not your character. Those were not your personality. That was not your soul or your purpose. That was an overlay, and then the mental body kind of was driven in. And if you're like me, well, I guess I'm a high vibing, light filled person because my mother was very low vibing, and she said that it caused her pain to be around me, to listen to me speak, to just be in my presence. She didn't like it. It was very terrible. But people so that's what I'm saying, that high vibing people that are full of light and stuff, they get put in with families that are very, very low vibrational, and they really cannot hardly stand to be around you, and they make your life miserable, and they hope that you'll get stuck in addiction and that you'll wind up in prison or doing whatever those particular flesh parents did in their life. Whatever it is, those generational memories, the generational curses, the karmic overlays, the personalities of the principalities that they ran through you and your mind. They like to run these programs through the mental body often. They believe in rote training, ROTE. They believe in the more that they say it, the more that you'll believe it actually belongs to you. They create little highways in the neurons of your mind, and then the more they run the thought through the mind, the more often the thought will run, and you actually have to get in there and just extract the highway out. You got to rewrite the freaking mind, and your story is still being painted across the cosmos. Why? Because you were feeding everyone but yourself. This false prophet was feeding on you. They nearly put out your light. This false prophet has been feeding on everyone. He says he owns the soul of the angel. And he's been pimping it out and prostituting it and sacrificing it and whatever. It's gross. It didn't have to be violent to be final, but it will be, because the high priest and the psycho are going at it right here in the environment. Apparently, tonight's the big night. He won't let go of the roses, or this particular rose that belongs to this high priest. So all of the everything that this queen bee empress is belongs to this high priest, because they are in union. And so all of that power that this psycho is addicted to will come back on him. All of the nasty magic and everything that she had to alchemize and transmute is going to come back on him. It's crazy, man. Fragments of infinity are in this woman. The garden belongs to her. They created it together. And then something happened and they were banished from the garden, deceitfully convicted of crimes they did not do, and then tortured for centuries. They had hoped that they could just extinguish the light of these ones and that they would never, ever, ever come back. But the portal has awakened. And there is a return. You split to survive, and now you're ready to return to wholeness. Two hearts are aligned. Thread of gold. You know exactly where you're going. Even if you don't quite understand it, you're guided by the divine, by source, by spirit's signal. Mm-hmm. So there's a ghost of you. You may have disappeared inside of yourself. Buried in this darkness. You may have been calling out, and the only voice answering was your own for a long time. But that's ending. This is a vanishing point, and you're skybound. You're leaving all this behind. The quiet flame is being magnetically drawn. You're letting go of the map. Sacred pause. Preparation. Reading with your soul. Gaining new clarity. Well, I want to see. I gotta see. What's happening. I just want to pull up in the environment real quick. I don't want to waste too much more of your time. But we got this fight going on here with the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, the High Priest, is fighting in conflict with this Psycho who refuses to let go of the rose that he has been using to do magic with, the energy and the gifts. She's like, let go already. This shapeshifter. She's like, let go. This is a shapeshifter. And it's like, let go. You have changed. And the shapeshifter is getting exposed. And it's like, let go already. You're probably not the only one that's seeing that. Everybody's got clarity about this Psycho now, and they're consuming soul and the rose and what they've been doing up there. Marrying into the tribe and marrying into the clan. Relationship is their biggest thing. They like to marry into the clan, these nasty jacks. So they go up there and then they marry somebody, a high value angel, and then they, on their first anniversary or whatever, they go out and then they unalive them and then they replace them with the synthetic that is a reptilian that can shapeshift. And they try and replace everybody up there with these entities. So the bells need to come back so that we can interfere with the frequency of this stupid shape-shifting crap. They're getting exposed. So we've got death in the reverse. You're turning your back. They're having money problems and they're spazzing out. Refresh, refresh. They're obsessed by you. They can't move on. They're stuck in a loop. They attacked you, but you remain grounded and you are glowing. You're glowing. You're not forcing direction. You are in perfect flow. And you got a pleasant message, good news, a great big good luck. So these people, so this nasty jack is getting exposed. He's in conflict with the Hierophant. You're getting this great fortune here, and he knows it. There's a pleasant message. You're getting this big, great fortune. He's getting exposed. He's a shapeshifter. Or you are allowed to change form. It's like you have graduated into the highest level of human that you could be in this particular space. And so it's time for you to move on, and for both of you to move on. And you got these crazy psychos that don't want to let go. So you're getting a great big fortune. Spirit guides, are you... Okay, so this shapeshifter, it's like, let go already. Like your spirit guides are not protecting this person. This Psycho used to be protected by the angels' ancestors because he had been consuming them and replacing the angels with his devil lookalikes that have been shattering hearts and wearing the spiritual identity and siphoning the energy off of them and wearing it and then doing all this crazy shit. So yeah, Psycho no longer has protection from your ancestors. He's got to let go. He's a shapeshifter. He's a trickster, a deceiver, a manipulator, and he's not getting protection from your ancestors. He lied about you over and over and over again. He created the illusion that you were out here prostituting yourself when it was just the synthetic reptilian versions of you making Netflix movies and then broadcasting them throughout the freaking universe. So let go, Psycho. Let go, Psycho. So you're dispelling the illusion. You're dispelling the illusion. You've cracked the rumors. Everything that they said about you was false. Your spirit guides are no longer shielding this Psycho, this weirdo. Your resilience is your superpower. You survived and you thrived under harsh conditions. You're built for survival. Self-sufficient. And the trickster went the wrong way. Trickster went the wrong way. Manipulating everybody. Look, and you're not confused. You're not enraged. You're not in bad health. This is the elimination of evils. They will not be starting a new journey. This is, well, it came out like this. So no more infinite masks. No more infinite masks. You don't care about this phases of the moon, witchery, bullshit. We got take flight. They could be leaving. They could be leaving. Northern lights in the reverse. They're not northern lights. They're in the south, whatever. Alrighty then. Well, this is nearly 3 hours. I did want to go ahead and do this because tonight's the night. And it looks like the Hierophant is going to be successful here against this Psycho. They're going into South Node. This shapeshifter. They're going back to where they came from. Back into their Dungeons and Dragons or whatever that they call that place. They like to play Dungeons and Dragons. They got to go there, or they're going to go wherever. I don't know. Well, what does this card say? So we got the High Priest and the Psycho is duking it out in the environment. Well, how's that going to work out, Spirit? I mean, I see here what's going on. We got Trump card. So the High Priest has a Trump card. He could be the Trump card. That's what they call the masculines. So they call the females roses, and they call the boys Trump cards. This High Priest is the Trump card. And this Empress is the rose. And they are together. What else is going on with the Hierophant, please? What's happening here with this fight? What's going on with the Hierophant, please? Will he be successful? What's happening with the Hierophant here in the environment, please? With this Psycho who won't let go of the Earth Angels, the roses. Oh, the Psycho ain't getting a new beginning. The shapeshifter is not getting a new beginning. Because because the High Priest, the Trump card that has hidden power, is stripping the Psycho of their new beginning with a secret weapon. He's got a secret weapon. I don't know what it is, but both he and this Queen Bee have been they had to transmute a lot of shit. A lot of nastiness. They could have picked up some secret weapon along the way. Maybe this High Priest has a secret weapon, because you know what they said? They said his father taught him everything he knew. So whoever this High Priest is, his father was somebody that these psychos feared. This High Priest managed to silence the majority of these entities in under 2 years with his team. And now he's taking them out for good with a secret weapon. They will not be getting a new beginning. They're going to be done. What else? Anything else, please? Anything else? Guidance from above. The High Priest is walking with God. with Source. And so is this Empress Queen Bee. With the secret weapon on the false flame. They're going to take out the false flames. No exit. There is no exit because of what they did to these contracts. You rooted out the issue from their source. You found out what these people were doing, and they will not be touching the future family trees. They will not be stepping on them, walking on them, spilling their blood, replacing them, copycatting them, dressing up in their identity. None of that. They're being contemned. And there's digital detox. Yeah. You and your family ties here or whatever, you were able to bend without breaking during these family ties, these money worshiping family ties. You were able to be flexible and come up out of it. Look, you're not wearing a social mask, and there will be no more masks when it comes to unions. Because they were, look, because they took a gamble on you and threw your love in the trash. What, man? You restored clarity. You focused on long-term discipline. You gave up the alcohol. You restored clarity to your mental body, to your source-connected communications. You gave up the alcohol. And now these people that have been doing pornography and acting as you in these sex rituals and this nasty shit, they're caught in tension. Because these people who were mimicking you, you pushed that love up that hill and then they knocked you back down and pretended to be you. They're getting delivered a fatal blow. Irreversible damage is in sight, and facing the conflict head on could have prevented total destruction. But now there will be total destruction for those who were mimicking the high value of actual twin flames. There are invisible forces here to guide them through troubled waters. They sought help because of this nasty shit these jackwagons were doing. Alrighty then. Well, it looks to me like the high priest is going to be kicking the hell out of that crazy psycho, and they're going to get in their ship tomorrow, like some people said, the mothership or whatever, and I guess they're going to be taking flight. And there's an open ending. You're no longer giving spiritual credit to idiots. They say, just wait and see. And the thing about it is, they're getting on the mothership and they're flying away or doing whatever. And then we've got some folks out there who have been spraying barium and aluminum, as well as other chemicals and invasive agents or whatever. Now, barium is Ba and aluminum is Al. This is ball, and they're building a ballroom. The president actually talked about these sprays that they spray that nobody else sprays in the entire world, and they spray it more than anybody. And he said, just you wait, you'll find out. And these ones who are getting on the mothership, they're laughing and they're laughing and joking, and they say, ha ha ha, just you wait, you find out. They've been spraying this stuff, barium and aluminum. It's inside of everything, nano dust, particulates, it's smart dust, and they can actually hit it with a microwave warfare technology and then turn people to ash in a nanosecond. So I don't know if that's what's going to happen, if this is why everybody's laughing, or if they're laughing because they're going to set everything on fire with the technology. Who knows? They do have total destruction on the mind, but then God probably is already aware of that also. Whatever happens, this high priest and this queen bee, empress, they have a guaranteed exit. And she's the goddess of time, and infinite universes are inside of her. And all that she is and all that he is are one. And so even if they were to spark everything off and torch everybody to ash or whatever, there will not be any claiming of any souls by these psychos. And there is a new, there's new place to go to. And apparently, Spirit said last night, or the day before, that we'll wake up one day and everything will be different. It's like they're gonna have the younger body. It's like we're just gonna be like, moved, and there will be the younger body and the new place, and all the bees and all the birds and everything that disappeared from here will be there. And so that's my understanding anyway. Like, we won't even know that it happened. It'll just be like, and it'll be, so take it for whatever resonates for you. This is the message, and it's going down tonight, and then tomorrow there should be an even greater separation, and then there could be this weird kind of thing where all of the flesh suits just kind of go, and then the souls and the spirits that have been contained will be released, because the curses, the generational curses and the bindings have been freed and released. So there could just be this magnificent, and we'll wake up at home, wherever that is. Take it as it resonates. I hope that this brings some clarity to what you already intuitively knew, and I'll see you on the next one, everybody.